Hi, I'm Cari Kelemen. Today I have with me Tarif Simon of New Orleans. Tarif is a former boiler technician for the Veterans Administration. He's also a whistleblower because Tarif has found some problems with water contamination and sanitation for the Veterans Administration Hospital in New Orleans. How are you today, Tarif?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine, man.
We'd love to hear what you found out.
Well, I worked for Michael E. DeBakey
Mm-hmm.
Medical Center in Houston, Texas,
Okay.
from 2012, 2014, permanent. From 2010, 2012, on a job training program through regional office, Voc
Mm-hmm.
Rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was going to school for HVAC,
Okay.
so I got my my degree, my associate's degree in that. Okay, I got on back in 2012. And as I was working there, I've been told, well, okay, watch when you have to take out the hose. Because
Mm-hmm.
once the water, sometimes the building go out without water for like a half an hour to an hour, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Until they can get it fixed. At that time, I didn't know what they was talking about. I say, why we have to bring out the other hose? See, the boilers itself, you gotta keep on feeding them water and water and water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless you bring them down and turn them off. That's a different story. But anyway, so back in November, December of 2012,
Mm-hmm.
I had a coworker with me, and you can't leave the ballers by itself because that's a fact. You know, you can't do it. But when you have a coworker and y'all both working on them, you can.
Right.
So the incident happened again. It was the second time it happened, and we had water stoppage. The reason why I know this is because when we make our rounds, we see on an auxiliary water container that preheats the water that goes to the boilers itself.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you see it too low, the water gauge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing that we know we ran out of water. We don't have water coming to the building. All the nurse stations, nursing units were calling, hey, the toilet's not flushing, the faucet's not running, the
Mm-hmm.
shower's not working,
Mm-hmm.
the ice machine's not working. So we know we got a water stoppage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on that particular day, it was on a night. It normally happened on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, mainly Saturdays, man. So I went outside, my coworker inside watching the ballers. They had an energy control guy who was already outside. And so he's messing with the valve. I'm looking at the valve. It's a 20-inch diameter valve coming from the city of Houston, size as your car tire. So I say, I'm not gonna say his name. I said, why is this always happening?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's going on? Why they don't change the valve? He says it's not the valve. It's mud. Mud is packed in the valve. I said, how
Mm-hmm.
mud is packed in the valve? I mean, what's going on? I said, how did this happen? And he said just something's wrong with the line. Said that we've been having this for quite some time. He didn't give me how when it started.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he was. So the mud started popping on my shirt as he messing with the valve, right?
Right.
I'm looking at it, I say, this is a hospital. They got mud coming to the hospital. That's contaminated water. But I'm not thinking how serious it was at the time. At
Mm-hmm.
the time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I asked him, sir, please tell me. They got a valve. I mean, excuse me, a main filter for this building itself that filtered the water going to the building. He said, no, it don't. If the ice machines don't have out of the water fountains or dental, then it's wide open. He was telling the truth. Now, dental had a filter system. Who else? Dental. The people that clean up tubes.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what you call them. They had a filter system. And some of the ice machines. Not all the ice machines had filter systems. The showers, the faucets, the toilets, and some other things was wide open. The
Oh.
reason why I noticed because after we fixed the problem, guess what happens? If the water pushes the mud through the system, it goes throughout the valves. So now you have multiple work orders,
Oh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the nurse is really calling and the janitor's calling.
Yeah.
We need a maintenance crew up here to come unplug the plugs the toilets. One time, I went up there one time. This is before I got on permanent. This is when I was working OJT. I took a plunger with me to plunge the mud out the toilet, try to flush it through. I couldn't. They had to use a snake
Okay, so the
to unclog
toilets
it.
had mud in them. You could see it
Ma'am, yes, I saw it.
in a hospital.
Yes. Not only the toilets, they had to let the showers and the faucets run.
Okay, so the water.
And
So you turn it
you see the
on.
mud. Yes, you will
Oh
see
my.
dark brown muddy water coming out, and it will just run. They'll let it run. Okay,
Oh dear.
the showers too. At that time, they had on the ice machines little small filters, right, to handle so many thousands of gallons, right? Because the water was so dirty, so heavy, they won't last that long. So when we go, I gotta. Okay, let me move forward. Me and my supervisor wasn't seeing eye to eye, so they put me in the HVAC shop. So they took me out the boiler shop,
And
put me in the
HVAC
HVAC
for
shop.
people that don't know is
Oh, I'm sorry.
heating and air conditioning.
Exactly.
Okay, just making sure
Yes,
that people
and
know.
refrigeration. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. So they put me into the HVAC shop. So okay, they put me in the right time because they were starting to change out the filters. That's from the small filters into these large two filter system. Now, mind you, the water was so dirty, so hard. Even the large filter systems wasn't really keeping up. We had to constantly change them. Constantly change them.
Okay, normally a filter should last how long?
Um, for for maybe about 6 months to a year.
And how long were these lasting?
Not even 3 months.
Oh dear.
I kid you not, because sometimes we get to the systems because the water was so dirty, right? One line that was coming from that was coming from the city line, right? Going through our pipes and coming upstairs to the different wards, different floors. You see the dirt in the line. Then you see clear water on the other side, right, of the line. Sometimes we'll get there late because we had other jobs to do because we were stretched. Even with contractors, we were still stretched.
Yeah.
You'll see dirt on the other side. That means that the filter went bad. And this was this was the new filters we installed on the ice machines and whatnot. And before that, the little small filter wasn't really, it was barely keeping up.
Okay.
So
So the patients are noticing this. The nurses are noticing this. The physicians are noticing this.
they had to, because they was the one calling us.
Right.
They was the one calling us.
So they're calling you saying we got muddy water, we got mud in our toilets. What do you do about this? This is at a VA hospital in Houston?
Michael E.D. Bakey Medical Center.
In Houston.
Yep.
Okay, and the source of the water was an area lake?
Okay. It came from the city of Houston.
Oh.
Okay. I wrote the Office of Counsel back in 2016, early part of 2016. 2012, 2014, I left. 2014, I had to leave because they had basically shunned me. I had to leave. Basically, I'm telling you people, I got blackballed. Nobody wanted to speak to me, so they treated me like crap. So I left. Because they knew, because I accused them going on my records.
Okay.
And not only that, I opened my mouth to my coworkers. I told two of my coworkers, I said, man, this water is dirty, And I guess they took it as if I was going to go rat or whatever.
Oh,
tail.
gosh. Okay.
And they told on me. Next thing I know, I had all type of weird stuff happening, which I don't want to really go in.
Right,
I mean, I had
sure.
type of weird stuff happening.
Right.
Now I understand why people go crazy. But anyway, I had to leave. Then I left Houston. I came here. Then this rumors started circulating about me and all that. I'm a disgruntled employee and all that. So I wrote the White House back in 2016. President Obama. I wrote, who else I wrote? The EPA. I wrote, my congressman back in 2016. And from that point, it just got worse. EPA actually, I think it was the EPA that actually jumped on them, that made them that made the city of Houston fix the problem. Now, I don't know. You know what? I don't know if they fixed the problem in 2014 when I left, or 15 or 16. But I know when I jumped on the EPA, in the federal EPA, I told them about that, right? So this is what I want to show, if you don't mind.
Sure, yeah, show it.
This the EPA with the email, the first conversation. Spelled my name wrong, of course. I don't know if y'all can see it.
Okay.
You know, which I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna take a picture of it and I'm gonna send it to Cari.
Okay.
So they sent me 2 conversations I had. The first conversation, I thought I was accused of a crime because she was talking to me as if I committed a crime by me reporting this. You know, and I'm like, I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. And I feel like I'm still in the Twilight Zone. Y'all don't know half the story, what I'm going through, what I've been through, what I'm still going through.
Oh, dear.
So,
for pointing out dirty water in a hospital, your life has been turned upside down.
Exactly. So, basically, all weird stuff happening. My accounts being hacked constantly, Twitter, you know it, this and that and other, all type of stuff. So, okay, the EPA, thank God I made a hard copy, but I made a hard copy late. I made the hard copy of the first conversation. When I went for the second conversation, what they actually admitted that the city of Houston pipeline developed a hole inside of it, right?
Okay.
And mud was seeking in, and it was going through it. So they said they had fixed the problem. So don't worry about it, fix the problem. But in my mind, I say the damage is done because it went through the hospital.
Yeah.
And nobody, and I'm thinking to myself, you don't know how many people that could have died from MRSA or any other staph infection.
What is MRSA? Is it
That's MRSA. Wow.
It's okay. It's just an infection from contaminant.
It's an infection you get in the hospital. You can get it from contaminated water, or you can get it from dirty hands or whatnot.
Right.
Or something. But it make it more probability that you can get that from water if the water contaminated. If you just had a surgery and you go take a shower in that hospital, even though you don't see that contaminated water coming out because it's clear, from Monday to Friday it's clear, that water's still dirty. It wasn't no main filter on those showers or those faucets. And what make the situation worse, this was terrible. Back in 2014, when they switched me to the HVAC shop, I went upstairs. JCO, we called it, is Joint Commission. They got the power to shut down hospitals, right? Joint Commission came through to inspect the machines. So we had to hurry up and clean all the machines.
Right.
I went to the OR room, the operating surgery room, the OR, on the 5th floor. They had a brand new ice machine, which they didn't go through the HVAC shop to let us know because we were supposed to be the ones that install it, or call the contractors and let them install it so we could do it properly.
Right.
It was a nice, pretty machine. I can't recall the name of it right now. It had 2 units on top of one large bin that dropped the ice down, right? This ice machine didn't have no filter on it.
No filter.
No filter on it. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm thinking, I'm saying, these the ice machine they use for organs and whatnot. Now I've been told the organs is wrapped up and whatnot, and they put it, but yet the ice is also used for patients to get the body down to a certain temperature.
Oh yeah.
Because
one of the first things they offer somebody after surgery is ice chips.
That too. Thank you. So, and I'm looking at this. I'm like, the OR machine don't have no filter. And everybody but the doctors, the staff, they don't know any better.
Right.
And also, the doctor come washing, operating on you. They're using that same water that's unfiltered.
Oh boy.
I saw the doctor. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
So, okay. Back to the EPA. It's a political game being played on this situation, especially with me.
Color me shocked.
The EPA ma'am, it's serious out here. And let me tell you something. I'm a classical liberal. I'm a classical liberal progressive. I believe in social, what you call that? Social safety nets, right? I'm a follower of John F. Kennedy and FDR. And also I am backing. That's who I'm backing. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I have to back him because I know I now understand what he's up against.
Yeah.
The same forces he's up against, I'm up against.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something, man. What they doing to him, that's what they doing to me. I'm going through a whole bunch of stuff right now. Okay?
Simply for telling the truth. Simply for pointing out a problem. Trying to keep people safe.
Ma'am, I spoke to other whistleblowers from other agencies. They telling me they catching hell.
Oh, dear.
All right?
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. The second conversation with the EPA I had, what they showed proof of what they done that could have led to a major case, which it can still lead to a major case. They recalled the message. What of the information they gave me? They recalled it. They took it off my computer. They recalled it. It's gone. When I take a snapshot of it and send it to you, you're gonna see it's at the bottom. It's like
so it's official.
Right.
You got it.
I got it though.
Paper form.
It's right here.
There it is.
It's gone. I don't know if you can see it. Whoa.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
well,
I have to be my own PR guy, my own public relations guy. I reached out to so many news agencies. Oh, you don't have enough evidence. Oh, did you take a picture of it? Did you get the water? Anybody get the water from anywhere? I mean, I'm a witness. I'm a whistleblower. Why you not?
Yeah. So they're
hearing me out.
They want like a bottle of the water, or
I've been heard. Do you have any pictures? Do you have a bottle of the water? I'm like, no. I mean, I didn't know.
You didn't know at the time. Yeah, you just thought your word would be taken. They would take your word for
I
it.
worked there.
Yeah.
And then thank God I had some proof with the EPA. And that should tell you right there that something's going on, that if they record a message. And also, if so, that means that a document was created because of that. If the city of Houston fixed the problem, I mean, they got a document. I mean, the city of Houston, water management got a document, right?
Right.
So they need a FOIA request or some type of thing need to be sent to them to get the information. Did y'all fix this pipe in this particular area on this such and such date?
Have you ever found one? Have you ever found it?
No, I'm still learning as I go. I really don't know who to write, what to do.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe we can help with that because freedom of information requests are pretty easy to file. So, the date and the area, and we can get going on that. Let's find out. Yes.
But I don't know the date that they fixed it. They could have fixed it in 2014 or 15 or 16.
Right.
But the problem was fixed. But the problem was this. I said, why are they acting so uptight with me? Why are they doing this to me? So I say something's going on.
Yeah.
So by me working with people, different people, like such as yourself and other people, this guy helped me out. He said, man, this issue is big. He said, I found something on the internet where a lady's husband died from MRSA. Died in that hospital from contamination. He had spinal surgery done. He became sick. They took him to another hospital and they did a test on his blood or something. They found out he had MRSA, some staph infection.
Yeah.
MRSA. And she became highly upset. They had to bring him back to the hospital. So I think my case could tie into her case.
It might. Goodness.
And not only her case, some other people's case. I talked to a journalist from Chicago. Right? I talked to a journalist from Chicago about 2 months ago, and I was telling him about my case. He said, "You know why they so hard on you, Mr. Simon?" I said, "Why?" Because they say it seemed like they didn't announce it. They said when you have problems like that in the hospital with contaminated stuff, water troubles like that, the local hospital supposed to announce it. I said, "You serious?" They said, "Yes, I'm serious. They're supposed to announce it."
So they broke a law then by not announcing it?
I don't know if they broke a law or whatnot. They probably did. I don't know. But they say the journalist told me they were supposed to announce it.
Right. And there's another person you contacted that also had a case involving contaminated water, right? Aaron Brockovich? Didn't you say you contacted Aaron
I
Brockovich?
contacted it. I'll put my story on one of those Facebook groups.
Yes.
Then I saw at the bottom she responded,
Oh,
right?
she
In the
did.
comment section. I said, wow, Eric Brockovich. But she haven't responded lately because I come to find out Erin Brockovich is so sprayed thin, it's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
She's dealing with 100 other cases already.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
helping out these military vets that with these multiple military bases. Come to find out the soil was contaminated. You got veterans dying off of that.
Oh.
You know,
We got to take
And-
care of our vets. We got to
You
take
would-
care of our vets. First
Ma'am.
and foremost.
exactly right. You have to.
Yeah.
I'm not a combat vet, but I am a vet myself.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you. Thank you for understanding.
Yes.
But my thing is this: I'm being treated. I'm like public enemy number one. I got rumors circulating about me and whatnot. I'm sending my information all over the place. I went to Missouri to support Dr. Klein. He was a VA whistleblower, and they had other whistleblowers up there and the supporters. And I talked to them and I share my information with them, and whatnot. I'm trying to stay in the public's eyes to tell my narrative.
Yes.
Because I come to find out they got a narrative about me that I'm
boy.
disgruntled, I'm crazy, I'm a militant, I'm a racist, I'm this and that and the other.
Oh, for
And
goodness.
if I tell you the other things that have been going on, I know they're afraid of me because I'm a whistleblower. Because if you look at the case with the Camp Lejeune case, did you hear about that Camp Lejeune? Where they had a settlement recently of billions of dollars because the Marines was poisoned.
No, I didn't. Tell me about that one.
Well, they had settlement the beginning this year that they gave the Marines
Okay.
over decades of exposure of chemicals on that facility.
All right.
I think it had something to do with a laundromat was dumping stuff in the water, and they was drinking and playing. I don't know. It was I might have that wrong, but
Yeah.
it had some type of chemicals.
Right.
And they finally settled with the grunts, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was $1 billion lawsuit.
$1
So,
billion.
No, excuse me, billions.
Yeah, billions.
I think 3 billion.
Wow.
So I'm thinking to myself, because I'm the only one fighting for this. Everybody else don't want to touch it. It's like, I'm sorry, buddy, you just got to suffer by yourself. I'm serious. So I'm my own PR guy. I'm the only one trying to do this. And every time individuals come around me and say they got my back, they really don't. They're just coming to collect my information and whatnot, and that's it.
And
It's like that. I'm telling you, it's like, people saying, "Man, you crazy for fighting the government. Leave those people alone. You won't be going through what you're going through." I said, "I have no choice."
Yeah.
I said, I have to. I mean, my files been invaded. My medical files, I know, have been invaded.
I'm sorry.
It was just, it just was terrible. But at the same time, every morning I get up and I think about that man that died in the hospital. I think about the other vets. I said, I gotta stop being selfish. I gotta do this more for them than me. And some days I feel like one day they're gonna throw me in prison, or something for It's like I feel like I'm being entrapped. I mean, I had situations where I dress pretty nice. I don't dress. I don't have my pants don't sag. I put on my hat. I don't look like a mean guy. I smile. People coming up to me. I start notice a trend, a pattern. I'll be in the street. When I mean in the street, I'll be going to my friend's house, whatever. I'll talk to him. And this was going on for at least a year and a half. And all of a sudden, me and my friends talking in the corner, and there's a pretty nice area. It's not run down. No dope dealers or anything like that. And people stop and ask me, "Hey man, you know where the dope at? You know where the weed at? Where the X?" Ask me. They would ask me. I'm like, I'm looking at people around me. I said, "Yo, why are you asking me?" And it was like over and over and over. It was it's nonstop. And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry." No. Then I start telling people I was a cop. I'm an undercover cop. I'd take you to jail. It's like it's still. I said, man, these people trying to set me up. I feel like something's going on.
You think they're trying to set you up? You think
I feel to believe. I feel to believe something's going on.
Mm.
I feel to believe I have medication, pain pills, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never used to have people come and ask me, "Hey, man, my back hurting. Oh, my head hurting. You got any pain medication? You got any this? You got any that?" And sometimes they kind of knew what type of medication I had.
Is,
And that's where they get weird.
so they're
And
oh my god. So this is
oh,
where you feel like they're trying to entrap you, and that your medical history has been exposed, and that people are
yes,
trying to.
yes.
Oh my goodness.
I talked to a woman that used to work for the NSA,
Mm-hmm.
National Security Agency,
Yes.
and she told me to be careful because they're gonna try to get something on you to keep you online. For the past 3 years, I have to be careful what I post on Twitter,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn, you name it.
Right.
My Twitter account get hacked. My Facebook account get
Right.
hacked every while.
So they want leverage over you. They want to get you on
Yes,
a process. They call it a
process.
process crime, or just just trying to trip you up somehow. So then they can
Exactly.
use it as leverage against you blowing the whistle on dirty water at a VA hospital.
Exactly.
This is
Exa-
unbelievable.
Exactly. And what makes it worse is this. By me talking to people,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the truth comes out and you
Mm-hmm.
got to grasp onto it.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with someone. We was at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling the person about everybody looking at me as being a snitch, a sellout in the black community or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or being a traitor in other communities or whatever. I say, I'm not. I'm doing the best I can.
Mm-hmm.
I say, if my case ever make it out there, if mainstream media ever grab the case, which I don't think they will,
Mm.
but if it ever happened, then you'll find out who's the real traitors, the real
Mm.
gatekeepers, if you don't mind me using that
Yeah.
terminology.
No. No.
But I mean, you will find out. Then she looked in my eyes. She said, "You know what?" And she gave me some information at the time. I didn't think of it. She said, "It's amazing. It's like these people's." She said it in a way like Barack Obama should have done more for the vets. Now they freaking out and they trying to keep his legacy
His legacy.
clean.
Yeah, his legacy.
And I just, and I started putting it together because when it happened in 2014. I mean 2013, 2014 when I
On his
worked at
watch.
the
Mm-hmm.
on his watch, and I wrote
Mm-hmm.
him and I wrote the EPA, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what all the strange. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
strange. Well, it started happening in 2014 when I was being harassed on the job.
Right.
you know. So I'm like, this bipartisan. I mean, what this got to do with Barack Obama? What's this got to do with this or that? And I started thinking about Houston. Houston is a Democratic city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I started
Oh.
thinking about these things.
Mm.
And it started making sense. And it was getting back like, you know, yeah, man, don't go to Fox News. Don't go to this. Write this congressman instead of that congressman. People were telling me this. And so I start finding out, I start putting my thinking cap on.
Mm-hmm.
I say it's almost as if a box is being created around me and trying to keep me encapsulated,
Yeah.
like a certain form of thinking. If I'm
Sure.
saying that right, like
Sure.
a group
Yes.
think,
Yes.
like a group think, like
Mm-hmm.
when. Now I didn't vote for President Trump, who's our president, right?
Right. Right.
I didn't vote for him. I actually voted for Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wanted Jill Stein, but I had nothing against Trump. I
Mm-hmm.
thought he was a stalking horse. I thought they just put him up there for Hillary to win.
Mm.
Sadly, I was wrong. I mean, I'm glad he won. Okay, I kid you not. When I used to do my searches on Google for whistleblowers and whatnot before he got elected,
Yes.
Google was hardly showing me anything.
Mm.
Right? Soon he got elected, it's like Google doors opened up for me,
Really?
and I
Huh.
started getting a little bit help from other people. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I remember somebody on YouTube was saying, "Hey, you have a infight between the intelligence community."
Oh yeah.
I'm a first-hand witness to that. I realized they had a group of people that did not want me to get my information out there. They had another group of people that didn't want me to get. I mean, they had another group of people that actually wanted me to get my information out there. And every time I notice in the media, I mean, right now I'm being hammered. Right now, with constantly Twitter accounts being hacked, and right now, so I feel to believe Trump is going to change a lot. I don't agree with all his policies, but I agree. I agree with his policies not to get involved with wars. I agree with his policies for infrastructure and helping out the different people from different backgrounds or whatnot. I believe in that, and I'm following him now. Now I understand he's dealing with the deep state. I don't know if that's conspiracy theory.
It's real. It is very, very real. You've seen it. The people that don't want your information to get out, that's deep state. Why wouldn't somebody saying, hey, we got dirty water at a VA hospital, why wouldn't a government employee say, yeah, well, tell us about it. Let's get this fixed. Why wouldn't they?
Exactly. And you still have people inside the government is still trying to keep certain things under wraps.
Yep.
And I talked to this lady. His name was David Tutu. I'm gonna say his name. He worked for the Office of Special Counsel. He was a lawyer, and I told him about my case. I said, they dropped the case. I said, why you dropped the case? Oh, because Mr. Simon, you told us they fixed the problem. I say, you still got to investigate because you could have people got MRSA and other infections from the water. Oh well. I tell you what, Mr. Simon, if you come across anything new, just send it to us. So when I come across some new stuff, I send it to him. You know, but it's that he don't want to tackle it. He don't want to deal with it. And so what I started doing, I started faxing and sending off emails to people, to different senators and congressmen, Democrats and Republicans. They had one particular senator jump right on it. His name was Bill Cassidy from Louisiana. He jumped right on it. I got that letter he wrote to the VA in Houston, and also they wrote him back, which he shared it with me, and I wrote another letter saying I disagree with the findings, and that's what I'm gonna take a picture of it and send it to you.
Okay.
So I'm saying that they're really covering it up. I've been basically lambasted, blackballed, you know, and it's terrible, and people looking at me as public enemy number one because they're seeing me as a person that's not toting on political line. I'm not toting no political. I'm doing for the right thing.
Clean water is not a partisan issue.
Some people is making it a partisan issue.
Right. It shouldn't be. Clean water should not be a partisan issue.
It shouldn't be.
Right.
But I feel like I think certain people is making it that.
Right.
And that wasn't my intention. I wrote President Obama.
Yeah.
I wrote the EPA. Then when Trump got it, I wrote him too. You know, I sent packages. I spent over $200 sending emails and packages to senators and congressmen. You know, and the only ones who respond back is the Republicans.
And we're the ones.
I'm serious.
And Republicans are the ones that are supposed to want dirty water.
Supposedly, right?
According to the Democrats, we want dirty water.
No, it's a political line. And I told my mother yesterday we had a disagreement about something. I wrote President Obama, let them know about that water. I wrote these congressmen back in 2016. I write everybody every time, Dick and Harry. Now Trump being there, now I'm really catching hell. I see what it is. People don't want Trump with the glory of fixing a VA, because that's going to make somebody else look bad, or they're going to make the DNC look bad. That's not my problem.
Yeah, it's not.
I have nothing against President Trump. Against Barack Obama, because I think they probably was lying to him. All right, I have nothing against President Obama. But what I'm saying is this: if the situation with that water would ever go mainstream, right, go from YouTube mainstream, then y'all see how dirty they are. The VA is.
Yeah.
I hear cases all the time from other whistleblowers. What happened to them? How they was being mistreated. I said the same thing happened to me.
So they're having their accounts hacked. They're having. Do they feel like they're trying to be entrapped too? The way you've been?
You ever heard of a guy named Brandon Coleman? He a one of the first set of whistleblowers. Okay, well, Brandon Coleman was the first. He was part of that first group that came out in 2014 about the waitlist scandal.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes, I remember
Okay,
that.
he was part of that
Yes.
first group.
Yes.
Now he was lucky because part of that first group they didn't have a system set up to try to stop future whistleblowers,
Oh,
but they
okay.
got it.
Okay.
They got it now. They got a
Yeah.
system now trying to
Oh
stop it.
man.
So I contacted Brandon Coleman on LinkedIn, right? And he hit me back, and we communicated. I sent information to him. One day, he sent the email, and it was talking about some militia type of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dealing with the Bundy Ranch thing. I said, wow, that's kind of out of pocket. But I think, well, that's him. Maybe he wanted me to know what's going on in the North about with the Bundys, you know. So my computer got hacked again, so I had to like wipe it out, clean, and start back over. Then the message disappeared. I told him, "Can you send that back to me so I can read it, and also, you know, maybe I can write the news station." And I told him about it. He said, "Man, I didn't send that to you. If it's not dealing with the VA, I ain't send it to you." I'm like, "Whoa." So I wrote. I said, "Well, the same thing happens to me." I had 6 other interviews before you, right? On Skype. So one night, you know, I'm on a computer. I'm looking at my Skype, right? I'm seeing a message was sent from my Skype to the other people, the other interviews who I spoke to, and I had to help them right underneath. Please do not open this. This is spam. This is not me. I'm dealing with that. I got to deal with stuff like that constantly. I got to deal with that. You know, it's designed to, you know, break your confidence. It's designed to encapsulate you in a frame of thought.
Isolate you.
Isolate
intimidate.
Intimidate.
Entrap. Yes.
Entrap. And I'm serious. I go outside, you know, it's like people hate my guts. But I don't care. I support Trump. You know, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I support Trump. You know, make America great. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with everything he say. I mean, it's so serious on the internet right now. You got progressives attacking other progressives because they have other progressives like myself giving Trump a chance.
Yeah.
They got a war going on between H.A. Goodman and the Young Turks.
Oh, right.
Most people I don't know if you heard about that, because I mean, it's behind a set rich thing in a DNC lawsuit. So you got a war going on right now between liberals, right? You know, and I'm one of the liberals that's saying, hey, if you're gonna disagree with Trump, disagree with him on his policy. Don't call this man an orange Cheeto or a fascist and this and that. Hey, you gotta impeach Trump. You gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
You got 4 years. Then you vote on the people you want. It's common sense.
It is common sense.
It's like we need to reform the electoral college. Look, let me tell you something. The electoral college worked, and it did its job. It did what he had to do, and now they're calling for another election.
Yeah,
they're calling for another election. They're using Pope Barney because he was cheated
before 2020. They're calling for one. They're calling for one.
Yes, yes. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, I saw it on Twitter. There's got to be a joke, right? And I started doing. I said, "Oh my God!" They're trying. They're saying. I mean, of course, they're calling him a Russian. First of all, I'd rather be partners with Putin than Russia. I'd rather be partnered with what's his name, Xi from China, because what they're not understanding, it's a global politics being played. You got the Silk Road is coming through, which I don't know if you know about that. The Silk Road is a land route which is going to connect the Middle East, India, to China, to Russia, to Europe. Then it's going to go over the Bering Straits to the Americas and come all the way down to the tip of Argentina. That's going to make your products cheaper, and it's actually going to produce more jobs for the planet and pull people out of poverty.
Yeah.
You have certain people do not want that Silk Road.
Why wouldn't they? Why, in your opinion, wouldn't they want that?
Well, from a geopolitical standpoint, you had about 150 years ago, you had 2 forms of thought. It was an admiral and it was a general. The admiral was from Britain, and the general was from Germany. The general was for trade through a road using railroads, right? And the British admiral, he was from trade from ship lines. Ship lines, the price of goods is higher and is easily to control nations by blockading them with naval ships.
Okay.
So a small island as small as Britain was, that's how they dominated the world. When if Japan wanted some goods from China, Britain would send in ships to block it. Now with the land bridge, it would be different.
Right.
You know, it'd be less likely to block because you got it's less cheaper. You have more goods and more jobs. So and also the situation with Syria with the situation in Syria is about a pipeline. Okay, it's about a pipeline and it's about it's about moving your chess pieces closer and closer to China and Russia, and using the Islamic terrorists against China and Russia. That's the main goal. Okay, so I know I'm off point right now, but
that's okay. I like hearing your point of view on it.
I am a whistleblower. Mike E. DeBakey, have contaminated water. They never fixed the problem. You know, I mean, they fixed the hole in the pipe, but they still need a filter system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They need to still fix it, man.
They need to.
Still need a filter system. You know, I got some paperwork saying, the city of Houston tested at a pH level of 7.38, and the water is healthy coming out. And I'm saying to myself, well, what about the hoses in the pipe? By the time it reaches us, it's dirty. But come on, 50 years to 100 years of pipeline? You don't think they got mud sinking in there?
Well, and Houston's so close to the ocean. That's corrosive. I mean, Houston's like us. The reason Houston floods is because it's so saturated. I mean, it is.
It's a bowl. It's just like New Orleans. Houston is a bayou city, just like New Orleans.
Yes.
It sits in a bowl.
Yeah.
And some areas flood than more than other areas, right? My logic, because I saw it, right?
Right.
What I think, because Houston, Texas is hot as hell. I don't know if you've been to Texas.
I'm in Dallas.
It's hot.
I'm in Dallas.
Oh, you're in Dallas?
I know.
Oh, you know. Y'all concrete is terrible.
Yeah.
It's hot. The sun is like actually closer. But anyway, y'all be in dry counties and rainy counties at the same time at different parts of the seasons. What happens, if you ever notice this, especially in Houston, you have the sidewalk, the pavement where the concrete meets the road, right? That moisture evaporates from the ground, so you see the ground. You know, you won't see it move, but you see it like it'd be 6 inches below the pavement, right?
Right.
Then when it rains, it rises back up. I think, in my own opinion, over time, that's how holes in the water line develop.
Right. Okay. The holes in the water line, just from
that's my opinion.
The clay-like soils, the movement of absorbing water. Yes. I mean, we have foundation problems in our area because of that very same thing. The soils expand and then they contract, and it just messes with your buildings and your sidewalks and your roads. Messes with everything.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So you know this. You in Texas?
Yes.
And y'all, man, y'all serious about the law, but at the same time, you have people that's so good in destroying a person's character, like they did with me. They have you thinking something totally different, right? They send a picture out about me saying that I'm a terrorist, that I'm a this, I'm a that, but you won't even know that I'm a whistleblower. So when you see me, you'll show me contempt or whatever, you know. And that's what they did me in Houston. That's why I left, and that's what they did me down here. I don't really have proof, but I mean, every once in a while, people tell me, yeah, Tyree, you know, they don't like you, and they all spreading rumors about you, but they'll never tell me the rumors. I have to figure it out on my own. Oh, so I mean, it just, if y'all want things changed in Texas and throughout this country, I got to stand up. Y'all have to, because man, if you don't, it's not going to change. Yeah. I'm the only one fighting, and God bless you for giving me a chance to tell you about my story. You know, absolutely. And how to, I mean, it's crazy stuff, man. I gotta watch what I say all the time. I mean, they have people asking me about oh man, what you think about the police killings and this, that, and the other? I just don't talk about them
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
don't know how my conversation is going to be used
Mm.
to discredit me all the time.
Right.
People want me to hate Trump so bad. I'm not going to hate the man. I didn't hate Barack Obama. I
Yeah.
criticized him.
Yeah.
How can you make me hate this man? I mean, it's crazy. I'm like, I have the right to do what I have the right. As long as it's in the law and it's moral, I have the right.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom of speech,
Yes.
freedom of this, freedom of that.
Yes.
I mean, I have to say right now the people that's actually fighting, the real revolutionaries to me right now is the people on the right and some on the left. But it's mainly coming from the right because y'all the ones that's talking about free speech. And I got your back. And even though I'm from the left, 40 years ago, it was people on the left, like MLK,
Yeah.
Malcolm Sabaz. They was talking about free speech. Now it's the right turn. It's the right is doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we don't have a one party system. I'm glad we have two. I wish we had three or
I
four.
am too. I am too.
Because now I understand from what I've been going through how my character was destroyed. If we had a one party system, it would have been over for me. I'd be in jail right now.
Yeah.
It would have been over for you. Thank God we have this country is a democratic republic, not just a democratic state.
Mm-hmm.
We are republic too.
We're a
okay?
representative republic. Correct.
Exactly.
Yes.
That means something.
Yes.
That means that 99 can't destroy that 1%. That's
right.
what the republic ensure the safety of that 1%. Because it was a democratic, democratic,
yeah,
that 99% will vote that 1% out.
Yes, they would.
Because as a republic, that 1% is protected.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's screaming about democracy.
Mm-hmm.
I say, yes, we are a democracy state, but we're also a Republican state too. It matters. Trust me, it matters. It saved a lot of people's lives. But we have this group think that's taking place with groups like Antifa and whatnot, and these other groups.
Mm-hmm.
And Antifa, I heard a rumor. Something about they attacked some peaceful people protesting in front of the White House against the bombing of Syria. I say, what? That didn't make sense. I say, they attacked them? Some people against war. They attacked the people against... I'm like, what?
We're against violence, and we're going to use violence to prove it.
yeah. I mean, them and the pro-Trump or pro-free speech people always get into it and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you see a film of Antifa throwing M80s, and which is all the actually quarter stick dynamites that you're using.
Yeah.
That, trust me, I saw. Look, when I was in the military, I saw what a quarter stick dynamite looked like. But anyway, bricks using sticks and mace against the Trump. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, and y'all supposed to be on the left? I'm like, I will not have y'all back. You know what I'm saying? And then what gets me is like people asking me about these triggered issues that's designed to trigger African Americans and other walks of life. They'll talk about the monuments. They'll talk about...
Yes. You're in New Orleans.
Yes.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
Well, if I look at it subjectively, my ancestors used to be in slavery. I don't agree with it.
Yep.
But at the same time, does it fall under free speech? Now, if it does fall under free speech, they both have the right to protest for it or against it. I try to stay out of things like that because I don't want my emotions tampered with. Because I know what the outcome is. All right? The outcome is violence. The outcome is a slow downgrade of the First Speech Amendment, right? Now, personally, I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
But because I'm a constitutionalist, let those people have their day in court. Whether to keep it up or take it down. To me, they're both right. The ones that protesting against it and the ones that protesting for it. To me, they're both right. May the best people win. Yeah. And that's what you have in the Constitution. If you can stake your case on, in front of the judge and you have your documentation, may the best person win. Now, you're going to have a loser. you're going to have a loser. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird how all this stuff is being dredged up now. We got 94% of people that's unemployed in this country.
Yeah.
We got 44% of black youth in New Orleans unemployed. We got a high murder rate.
Say that again. In New Orleans, what's the percentage of black youth unemployed?
44%.
Oh, my
it was at
gosh.
47, 48. It went down to 44 of black youth, young black men unemployed. And I don't know the statistics for Caucasians or Hispanics.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say so. We got what else? High murder rate. We got a number of things. We got diseases going rapid. You know, HIV in Louisiana. We got 2 cities in Louisiana got high numbers of HIV, new cases of HIV and herpes infections.
That. Oh gosh,
it's terrible. We got all these things.
Yes.
And we got contaminant. Even our pipes is messed up down here. They gotta constantly fix them.
Yeah.
So we got 5,300 towns throughout the cities, throughout the country need new water. That's why, you know, I give thumbs up to Trump for trying to start an infrastructure program with $1 trillion, which actually is not enough. It's going to have it might cost anywhere from 10 trillion to 15 trillion to fix the infrastructure because it's so corroded. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's one trouble why, you know, Houston was having trouble with their water system in New Orleans and Flint, Michigan.
Okay, so a question for you, Tarif. Why? So you think that an issue like the monuments is a distraction from the real issues?
Well, I would say they are important. They are important. Everybody got the right to protest about it. But if you think about it, if you know anything about the car loan, you have 6 million people is behind on the car loans. So that bubble's about to pop. You have millions of people on a payment that's behind their housing, on the housing market.
Yeah.
That's about to pop. And I don't know if you heard about that. That's going to be the same thing of 2008, but it's going to be double. Canada is experiencing already in their sector, I think, for the housing market. Pretty soon, within a year time, it's going to hit the United States. Okay, so you got debts going on. Then you got the bond market and whatnot. I heard is having problems. You have these things. I try to break it down to people when I talk to them. I feel to believe it's distractions.
Yes, I think they are too. And what do you
think?
They are
distractions.
They're distractions from
the real issues that affects me, you, if you have children, my nieces, my brothers, my mothers, affects all this. Not just black and white, it's affecting all this. What's more important?
Right.
What is more important?
Right.
Is clean water important? Yes, it is important.
Yeah,
Let's deal with that first. Okay, is jobs important?
Yes.
Stopping the murder rate?
Yeah, that's like number one.
Is that important?
Yeah.
And when I try to tell people this, some people don't want to talk about it. They have this groupthink mentality. And it's all walks of life, African American, whatever. You know, oh, I hate Trump. Oh, I support Trump. Well, how about, you know, stopping vaccinations, certain type of vaccinations? Because as you can see, dealing with the autism has went up. Now, 1 out of every 60 children got autism.
Yeah.
Come on. And I'm not trying to sidetrack the monument situation. Deal with it. You know, I understand people got the right to deal with those things. All right? But I'm looking at it from long term, what is more important. And I'm seeing people protesting at the monuments on both sides. I said, y'all could be helping me. Y'all can be helping the veterans. Y'all can be helping Flint, Michigan with their water. Y'all can be helping poor people on the street, the veterans coming back, you know, losing their mind because they can't get health care.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in I believe in, what you call that, social nets.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a socialist, but I believe in single payer. I do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like certain things is being drummed up at the wrong time.
Okay, and you also said something about your you don't want to get riled up about that, or something about the emotional, getting involved emotionally in some of these issues.
That's what it is. What it does is it sinks its claw in you, and dealing with one groups of people, my African American, which I'm from, the emotions with the slavery attached to it, and it's like a hook.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a hook. It grabs you.
Yeah.
And it forces you in.
Yeah.
Okay? And the other side is dealing with free speech. And they got people that was protesting for it, but that was against it. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
because it was a free speech thing.
Right. So the real fascists were parading around as anti-fascist.
Yeah, Antifa. Yeah, well, something like Antifa, but
they're really fa.
I don't know what's going on with that group of people. How can you throw M80s and bricks at people? And how can you stop free speech?
Yeah.
But the thing is with the monument thing is, me personally, I don't agree with it. But at the same time, I don't want to get hung up on that because if I get hung up on it, it's going to take energies from
You're right.
What?
Yeah, you're right.
Contaminated water.
Everybody's got a limited amount of energy. And if they distract you and get you all angry and upset and riled up over here, then you don't have enough left to go after the things that are really important.
Exactly.
Okay.
We got terrible problems that's far worse. That's that's very important. That's very important because I love all people. You know what I'm saying? I do. I love all people. I love my African Americans, white people. I love all people. I see things from a different point of view now. That a game is being played with the human mind in this country. We are being played against each other.
Yeah.
And what my case is like, because I support Trump, people hate my guts now because I support Trump. What that got to do with you? What that got to do with the micro-debate contaminated water? Ain't you should be helping me with that?
Yeah.
I was a Barack Obama supporter. You didn't help me then. But since I'm a Trump supporter, now you're against me. And people don't want to even touch it. They don't even want to, deal. They don't want to touch it. It's like people died in that hospital. I feel to believe I had other people besides that one case I told you about died in that hospital. And I'm like, this is Twilight Zone to me.
It is Twilight Zone. You know what they're doing? They're putting politics above people. They're putting politics above people, and you've got people first. All right, so let me ask you this, Tarif. If somebody wanted to help, if somebody listening to this said, "Man,
okay,
I got to do something to help. What can I do?" What would you say to that person?
Okay, what y'all can do is this. You can contact me on Twitter.
Okay. My
Twitter account is Aura EF. F as in Frank, EE00.
Okay.
And contact me on them.
I'll put it on the description below the YouTube
video. Okay. And also you can Facebook me, Tarif Simon, TARREF.
Okay.
SIMON.
Okay.
And you can Google my name. Google Tarif Simon Whistleblower. Google Whistleblower Tarif Simon, and different things gonna pop up. I've been on different shows talking to different people from different walks of life, from anywhere from the left to the right. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just a bipartisan issue.
Right.
I'm not dealing with no identity politics, none of those traps.
Yeah.
That's, to me, it can be dealt later.
Right.
You have a right to discuss. Y'all have a right to disagree and disagree. But y'all do not have a right to destroy a person's life just because they don't agree with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just free speech. That is free speech. You know what I'm saying? And to me right now, the left is wrong. They're wrong. They're wrong. They're wrong. And I'm going to call it, like I said, I'm not pro-Confederate. I'm not pro-Confederate. I'm not pro-monument. But I'm going to tell you this. You have a right to protest against it, and they have a right to protest for it. That's how far I'm going to go with it.
That's what free speech is all about.
That's what free speech is. That's what it's about. It made the best people win.
Right.
You're not going. One side is going to lose, but you never know. 10 years from now, you might get it overturned. Then another 10 years, you might get the other group. That's how it goes.
That's
what is all depending on who's in the chair at the time, looking at it. Bring your Constitution with you, read up on it, and may the best side win. This country is an experiment. It's not going to be lovely all the time for one particular group of people.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it's meant. And I'm glad that we do have. Sometimes I'm glad that we have so many different groups that it stops other groups from taking over. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm saying
I
it correctly?
what you're saying.
So in a way, I'm glad that we have a two-party. I wish we had a three or four-party system. One particular group can stop the other group from sitting to power and becoming a dictatorship.
Yeah.
The left did it to the right. Now the right is doing it to the left. Because it's about common sense. It's about what's right. Okay, what's doing the right thing, truthful.
Yeah.
Okay. I am pro humanity. I am pro Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim, atheist, white, black, Asian, brown, gay, whatever.
Well, you know what
But
it sounds
at the same
like?
time,
It sounds like you're pro-America.
I'm pro America. I'm pro U.S. citizen. Okay, citizenship.
Yeah.
I'm for immigration, but I'm against illegal immigration.
God bless you.
Okay, and I have nothing against the immigrants. I have
don't
nothing against
either.
the immigrants, but it's the corporatists.
Yes.
It's the ones that's playing them against the unions and against the other labor people that's driving the price of wages down.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a game being played. I like my Hispanic brothers and sisters, but at the same time, I gotta keep it real.
Yeah.
The price is being driving down. It's common sense.
It is.
So, but back to the water thing. It's amazing how people try over the years to try to get me to be focusing on other issues besides the water. If I bring up the water at parties or this and that and the other on forums typing, they always bring up certain issues to trigger you, to get you hooked, sink. What about the destruction of this classical school? We need to protest to keep it afloat. I say, okay, what about my water thing? What about Flint, Michigan? What about the nuclear power plant that's leaking? What about new roads and investing in that? What's about the drought? What y'all not protesting about that for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you know why? Because that's the real protest. Because they know if they do it, then that's when they're going to feel the real boot of the people that's in power. And they don't want to attack them.
That you have felt, that you have gotten a good
They're
taste
afraid.
of. Yeah.
They're afraid. They're afraid. To me, I told my mom, I said, Mom, people are cowards. Some people are cowards. I said, I'm dealing with the VA system. And the VA ain't nothing nice. They are nothing nice. You know?
And they should be. They're taking care of our vets. They should be the nicest federal agency there is. We need to treat our vets with gold, with kid gloves. We need to treat them as gold. They're weight in gold. They have... God bless you. I love it. Okay, so to help, they need to contact you on Twitter, on Facebook, Google you, and if they've got suggestions, they can also leave them in the comment section below this YouTube video. Is there anything else you want to say before we...
I'll tell you what, give encouragement to Bill Cassidy, because the Senator Bill Cassidy, he's the main one. Him, Chuck Grassley, give him encouragement. Bernie Sanders, any other people, give them encouragement. I don't want this story to die just like the Setwich story, like they're trying to... I don't agree with Sean Hannity, but they trying to silence this man. They're taking money from Fox News.
Yeah.
You know? And it's amazing how they're playing Setwich family as a political tool, you know? And come to find out, they actually did hire the detective.
Yeah.
They actually hired him. Come to find out.
Yeah.
But they was upset with him because he went to Fox News. I think they wanted him just to keep quiet and just collect the information. But right now, we got assault on freedom of speech coming from right to left, left to right, independence. We're being attacked. I'm being attacked because I'm a Trump supporter. I don't agree with everything he does, but he says he's going to make America great again with jobs, infrastructure, and cleaning the VA. I say, now, why am I going to support this man?
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to support him. I'll support anybody, you know, a midget, whatever, a fraud. But I'm serious. So you know, so what if people hate my guts? So what they probably, calling me a traitor, a sellout, whatever, in the black community or whatever they see me in the white community or whatever. I can't worry about that. I got to do the right thing for us, our vets.
Yeah.
They're not being taken care of. I always posting stuff on Facebook about contaminated, about maggots being in the food, flies being in foods in the VA, cockroaches, just city stories.
Yeah.
Patients being red flagged because they had their PTSD hit them. They should be forgiven. I mean, if you go fight in combat, you think you're going to come back right in the head? No, you're not. You go kill. If a person go overseas and kill people for their country, that's not normal.
Yeah.
And when you look at it naturally, that's not normal.
Yeah.
When that person comes back, you don't think that person should get be compensated for the rest of his life or her life?
Yeah.
You don't think that person should get top notch treatment? I mean, come on. This is not no throwaway people. This is human beings. I don't care how much a person have or don't have. I don't care if they're black or white, Asian, Jew, Christian, Muslim, atheist. They're human beings.
They're human beings. And
they're
human
Americans,
beings. And these VAs are American citizens. And it's time we had a leader. It's time we had a government that puts the American citizen first. So I just want to thank you for your time today and for your common sense. I got such a wonderful dose of it from you today. I just enjoyed every minute of it. So anything I can do to help, anything we can do to help, we're with you. We want to get this story out there, and we want to get the VA cleaned up because our vets deserve it.
Also, look up Michael E. Baker, Contaminated Water, Tari Simon, Whistleblower. Look at my other interviews. Look at her interview. Just check it out. Please support and get the message out. Please retweet my message. Retweet her message. Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech.
Okay?
Thank you so much.